Hey guys, look, another paid clip. If you can, I'd like you guys to check out my blog at paidcraft.com. Got cool stuff up there, and I got a lot of cool stuff that's coming up. Before we get started, I wanted to ask you guys a question. What is your favorite instance in the entire game? Any instance. Leave me a comment below, and I read them all. So when I hit level 80, I respec Prot, and I decided I wanted to go back and do some old Burning Crusade instances for some achievements, and for some gold. And I made a good amount of gold here in Shattered Halls, and I skipped the second boss because I figured it'd take a while. And I ended up going to the last boss, and the second boss came waddling down the hallway. It was pretty cool, and I ended up getting down both, and I got the figurine of the Colossus, which is an awesome, awesome trinket, especially for farming instances if you're a Prot class, and, you know, because it heals you every time you block. It's really cool. Then I went in there again with some friends, and we got the heroic achievement, or at least I did. And then I went into slave pens with my healer friend Cardinal Glick, and we got the achievement for slave pens. It's really amazing what you can do now that you're level 80 and you're so much stronger than all this other content. And here I'm taking you back to when I was level 78 or 79 into the instance Gundrak. First time in here, and this boss was pretty fun. I didn't know what to expect. And basically you just kill him, and he spawns into this giant mammoth type mob, and the only thing he really does is a kind of an AoE knockdown that you'll see here for a second. And you saw me kind of run away because usually in the game when something happens like that, you want to get away from it because it probably does some kind of bad AoE damage or whatever. But we ended up getting him down. He was simple. It was a lot of fun, really fun instance, by the way. Here's the second boss. He was a little strange. I didn't get it at first, but really I wasn't tanking it, so all I had to do was DPS. He does this weird spit thing into some kind of water elemental, and you just start attacking the water elemental, and then once the water elemental is down a little bit, the guy comes back and you fight him over again. You end up going back and forth until finally you kill them and you get your loot. It's really nice that I spec red and I'm just pretty much DPSing in instances now because it's not as much pressure, and you could literally just go into whatever instance you want without knowing anything and killing whatever. Usually when I was Prot, I used to look up all the fights and everything, so it's much easier now. This is the last boss in Gundrak. This guy, he does this whirlwind attack. You see it right here, and I didn't get out of it at first. I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep attacking, and then you see me drop like 30-something% health, and that wasn't good. So I started to heal myself up. I used my laying hands. He also does this little ghost rhino spawns and charges, but we got him down. It's pretty easy. Got the achievement. Then I went into Violet Hold. Someone was looking for DPS. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go. I never went in there before. This is my first time in here, and I heard it was like the Wrath of the Lich King's version of Black Morass. So immediately I was like, oh god, this is not cool. This is not gonna be fun. But it actually is a lot easier than Black Morass. If anybody was in Burning Crusade when Black Morass was around, you know, it was simple, but it was a little bit hectic, at least in the groups I've ever been in. And I only did it a handful of times because I hated it so much. But basically the portals spawn, and then you get your little mini boss, and at the end, you get the giant boss. I don't know how to pronounce its name. It's like Cyanagosa or something like that. It's basically a dragon from the blue Dragonflight. She does what I think is kind of a frontal fire breath, but if you're DPSing, you always want to DPS behind the target, but if it's a dragon, you usually want to stay on its side between its head and tail, because usually on dragons the tail has some kind of ability there. And we got him down. That was all cool. Then I hit level 80, and somebody asked, oh, looking for DPS for calling a Stratholme, the new Caverns of Time instance. And I was like, okay, I'll go. It was like a level 77 to 80 instance, and we get in there, and I'm like, oh, this is heroic. I'm not really geared for it. They're like, don't worry about it. So literally, a few minutes after hitting level 80, I went and did heroic, calling a strat, which I don't recommend anyone else doing because it's not cool to have the rest of the group carry you. I actually wasn't doing too bad in damage. But I'm glad I went because it was really cool getting in there to see strat before it was all burnt down. Because, you've seen my videos, I used to go in there all the time when I was a prod to farm it for gold. So it was really cool, and you all should definitely check out this instance. It's super cool. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out my blog. I'm also thinking about doing some podcasting every once in a while, but I don't know yet. I'm still deciding about that. Check out my blog. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.